Hi, this is me and Vani channel. My hubby is cooking. So here we go. Show them the oil really fast.
No, be quiet. We do this my way.
What?
Anyway, y'all been asking for a cooking video for the longest, so y'all getting it. And don't try this at home, unless you me. Anyway, pure canola oil, just a little bit. You don't need no tablespoon or no measuring cup or anything like that. You just pour as much as you're going to pour because we're sweating onions. For those who don't know what the sweating onion means, it just means that you're going to hold it over low heat. You're going to pour a little bit of oil, a little bit of butter, and then you're going to just cook it a little bit until it becomes translucent. That means see-through. They're called aromatics, which means when you cook it, they make a smell when they're about to be done. So if you smell onions, then that means that they're already finished. Now I'm making Philly halal lamb. That means they're in the style of what is it called? Of chopstick, which means that they're thin, like this. They're thin like that, but instead of being steak, it's lamb. So we're gonna sweat our aromatics.
Here, that's how it looks.
Turn up
Philly
the
hollow lamb.
No, thank you, Kevin. I don't need this, but you're really smart for thinking I did.
Thank you, Kevin.
Titus. Here, play with your toy. There, you hear it sizzling. Excuse me, man. Now, they don't really need to be seasoned, but I mean, one thing that's really good on vegetables is more vegetables, which is why I'm sprinkling a little bit of garlic powder over it. Garlic is great for you, so you know, this is superfood. So now the smell will be a little bit sweeter because of the garlic, and it'll help it cook just a little bit faster. That's the Spice Classics. One thing that I learned is that you don't need like a McCormick, although I have some. You don't need like anything brand name, because brand name seasonings and regular dollar store seasonings, they taste exactly the same. Like they're literally the same grade. If you look at the ingredients, not to mention that if you cook like I do and you use the expensive ingredients and the cheap ones, they all taste the exact same. They all have the exact same products in them. The only difference is they might have just a few less preservatives, but I mean, when you cook, most of that comes off, so that's fine. There. So they look a little bit light. So you can't really tell. But these right now are see-through. When you look at them, you can see, hey, relax. When you look at it, you can see a glossiness, a glaze. That's how they should look. Not to mention, you see this? This is brown stuff that forms at the bottom of the pan. This brown stuff right here is called fond. What fond is just the residue from the seasoning and the fats that burn off of what you're cooking. Now, when we cook, all the flavor is inside the fond. So what we're going to do is that we're going to make a broth, and we're going to deglaze it, which means I'm scraping up all of that burn, all of that flavor. That way we don't lose anything when we're cooking. Now my onions are done being transparent. I can take them off the flame.
Put it on that black plate. Yep. Perfect.
Oh, and I only use canola oil or pure vegetable oil. It's a lot healthier. It's better for you. I don't like using peanut oil and stuff because it makes it taste like peanuts. And I'm not really a fan of that. So I use canola or vegetable as an alternative. My knife. My favorite knife. Yeah. I did a lot of things with this knife to a lot of people. Disgusting. For all y'all that don't know, lamb is a lot thinner than beef, so especially when they cut it thin, so obviously this is gonna happen. I don't care about that excess meat. So we're gonna throw just a few in at a time. And I'll add just light seasoning to everything. I only do it to one side. Mostly, you're supposed to do it to both sides and everything, but because these are so thin, it's going to most likely blend over to the next side with all the fat and everything that burns off. And 2, we're cooking so many of them. So because we're making a lot, you know, you don't want to have them all be thoroughly seasoned, because then it's going to be too much. Same thing when you're making like a sandwich. If you're going to make something with that you're going to put condiments and bread on, then you want to make sure that it's not that seasoned. That way you can taste everything and you're not just tasting the meat.
1 second. There you go.
Remember how I said it was called fond? Well, right now I'm going to use the fat, aka the oil coming off of it, as a base for scraping off most of the fond right now. Which basically means that I'm getting, you know, the flavor of onions without adding onions. And I'm also getting the flavor of that garlic that was in there. So as you can see, you hear how it's not simmering? What's wrong? No, you're just making noise. Anyway, you see how that flame is still bright, but you don't hear any sizzling? Yep. That's because these are so thin. It has no more fat to give off. Therefore, these are done. They're all cooked through. But my wife and I like things to be well done, so I want no chances of any pink being left over. So I'm just going to let those sit there just a little bit longer. I swear I'm the Black Gordon Ramsay, like, what's up? Busy with Babish has nothing on me. Now I'm trying to add these to our plate of onions since everything's being mixed together.
Smells great.
Really? I hate the way that smells.
I love it.
I hate the way that smells. It's so damn strong. Anyway, now you lather, rinse, repeat. Same thing, same seasonings and everything. As you guys probably know something about me right now, I don't use recipes. I think that cooking is an art, and just like most arts, nothing should be the same. I feel like with recipes, it'll always taste the same way every time, and that's great when you're like at a restaurant or something, and you want that meal that you ate last time to still taste like that meal. But me, I like the surprise. You know, most recipes will tell you use 2 tablespoons of salt or something, and I don't tell you that. You can use 1, you can use 2, you can use 3, because every piece of seasoning that you overuse or underuse is going to make whatever you're cooking taste different each time. And I mean, I like the way that it tastes different. You know, no 2 meats in mine, like no 2 things that I cook will ever taste the same as one another. And that's what I like about it. Maybe one day I'll make recipes because my brother and my wife think that I should open up a food truck or a restaurant or something one of these days. And if I ever take them up on that offer, I'm going to need to make recipes so everybody else can follow it. But, you know. Why'd you give them your bottle then? Just take your bottle back. Also, they really break apart, so
That's you.
yeah, seasoning does that. But yeah. But as you know, they break apart, so you just throw them in as full slabs. That way, they cook evenly on one side. But they're so thin that they'll break apart anyway, so you don't have to worry about them staying together once it's cooked through on one side. So one thing I'll tell you is if you're new to cooking, don't use red seasonings on raw things like red steak, because red meat, you won't be able to tell when it's done. You'll probably think that it's raw. I had that happen to a lot of people, and like my little brother, for example, and he'll overcook something because he still thinks that it might be raw, but it's not. Or if you cook something like chuck steak has a tendency to stay red. It's called tingent. It gets a red tinge around it, like right when you cut in the edge around your steak, the crust. It'll have a red tinge around there. That's done. That's well done. That's as well done as it's gonna get. If you cook it anymore, it'll get tough. It won't ever be completely, you know, brown. It's always gonna be that tinge right there. That just stays red regardless of what you do to it. What else? Always put your salt on first. No matter what you use, put salt in everything. Everything. Obviously, if you want something sweet, then don't put a lot of salt in it. But you always want to put salt in everything because salt cleanses things and it balances everything out. Same reason why people put sugar inside of tomato sauce to counteract the acidity. You know, salt and sugar are 2 bases that counteract each other. So if you have something that's acidity, then since soda's the base, you're gonna, want to put that in, and it'll just make it taste just a little stronger. Same thing with sugars and stuff like that. All right, welcome back. It's a few pauses and stuff. Gotta solve the babies first. Parenting comes before all that other stuff. And secondly, what was I about to say? Yeah.
You put it back in there, right?
No, that's not what I was getting to. Oh, and secondly, I didn't want y'all to sit down while I cooked like 8 slabs of these. That would have been real boring. But anyway, yeah. So we got as you can see, the ones on top are a different color than the ones at the bottom. Like I said, because I don't use a recipe. Everything is seasoned differently. Every slab of meat has a different coat of seasoning on it, whether it's more or less. The top one has more Saison on it. But as you can see, the slivers through the cracks, you can see onions, our sweated onions. So all the fat, all the oil that was cooked inside this, it all dripped down to the onions at the bottom, giving them flavor and making them softer. Now, we're going to add everything back. I can't get that onion. I'm putting the phone down for a second. I still can't get it. No, back up, Kevin. Hot. Now, we're cooking everything together. So we can sweat the onions more, get the onions cooked in with all the seasoning. It says, as you know, we only put garlic on it before. We want to burn off any of the fat before it solidifies and turns into that nasty white stuff. Also, we're adding in soy sauce. Why? Because soy sauce is great. It's full of all types of stuff that we need inside of little thin chops like this. It brings out the flavor. It concentrates everything. It isolates everything. And it's really good for caramelization and color. So, yeah, we add these. Those blend in with the grease. And then these turn into a plain old everyday chopped sandwich. That just tastes a little bit better because I made it. You don't want to add too much because, again, soy sauce, even though it's great, it's also very strong. So adding too much might disrupt the flavor. And since we didn't taste it yet, I don't want it to be too strong.
That was perfect amount. That was a perfect amount. Just little 3.
I only used 2.
Oh.
He's sitting on the third one.
You want the third one?
I don't know yet. So, as you can see, no sound. Because it's done. Except for the ones at the bottom that, are going to continue to give off all that fat that's falling.
You need a third one? Let me know.
I like it.
Let me try it.
No.
Why?
You're not eating. It's for being kids.
Thank you. Yummy.
Yep, so that's fine. We like it. We taste tested it. The soy sauce blends in perfectly. Now, I was going to add cheese. I don't feel like adding cheese because the cheese will get, what we're having is because chopped steak and chopped lamb, like anything chopped, gives off a lot of oil because of how thin it is. I know that don't make sense for most people, but that's just how it works. That's just science. It's thinner, so it gives off a lot more oil and grease because it takes a lot of oils and stuff to preserve that slim shape that it has. So if I put the cheese in here, it would get really oily and nasty, and it wouldn't melt correctly, and it would look just like that fake cheese Velveeta. And I don't want that to happen at all, because then the cheese tastes all salty, and it wouldn't be good. So I'm not gonna do that. If anything, I'll use queso, something that's already melted. That way, it wouldn't it wouldn't be like the processed cheese melting down, the Kraft slices and all that, which is what I was going to intended to use. But no, I'm not gonna do that no more. So now, after you're done, it's important to do this. You flatten everything out. You flatten everything. You knock everything off of the sides because the sides are not wet, so they'll dry up and form crust, and that'll be harder for you to clean it, especially if you're somebody that don't soak your dishes. So what you want to do, you want to run your spoon, aka your ladle, around the side, scrape off everything, and then you want to patch everything down. That way it forms like a cookie. That way it's all circle, it's all flat, the bottom is all cooking, it's trapping in all the heat, nothing can leave, and yeah, everything is perfect. I lost the top to this, so I can't cover it right now.
Babe,
to keep
it's
all the
literally
steam
right
in.
there.
Oh, cool.
I'm like, what? I washed it.
I didn't know where it was, but we found it. So now I can cover it, trap all the steam in. As you can see, it's fogging up. Now it'll stay hot. It'll continue to cook itself, and yeah, because it's so thin, the steam will cook it easily. That's why when you go to Chinese restaurants, everything that they have is already sliced and thin like that because it's real easy to cook, and they steam everything, which is why they're always so damn healthy.
Yummy.
Okay.
I love it, Papa.
Now, excuse me, so I put my seasonings back up.
Okay, pause that. You're just showing them the last step.
Yeah. All right, and this is the last step, something that's pretty self-explanatory, something that I don't have to show you. But, yeah, we're using potato rolls because I like potato rolls better than bread. Potatoes are really good. And just like my last video, yeah, potatoes can even make bread. So they're literally everything. Like, God is good.
Pause the video when you're done so, like, we can prepare it. And then I want to show the last step of them seeing the food.
Sure.
Okay.
But, yeah, I couldn't find hoagie rolls. That's what they're called, hoagie rolls. They're the fat ones, and then you have submarine rolls, a.k.a. the long ones. But I couldn't find any hoagie rolls because they were in Price Right, and they don't have anything. So, yeah, but what you do here is you cut them. Obviously, you break them apart. You open them. You butter either the pan or the inside of the roll, and then you lay them down butterfly style, which is meaning you open it up and you lay it down flat, not on this thick part, but on the inside part. And then after that, you heat your oven to 250 or 275. You know, something that heats up easily but doesn't overcook. And then you leave that in for until like it gets hot. Like, yeah, that's pretty much it until it starts to get warm. And then yeah, you have your buttered roll. You have your filling to put it in. You know, you have everything you need. I'm not going to be doing any more talking or showing anything because I don't feel like it. Because when I cook, I lose my appetite. Once I do all that work and preparation cooking, not to mention I was talking to my wife off camera about my job. So all that got on my nerves. So now I don't feel like eating. So I'm not going to prepare it and show you how it is. But she's going to. So we're going to pause it. When you come back, yeah, you'll see how it looks. And also, again, this is lamb. We only cook stuff that's fancy. Well, I only cook stuff that's fancy. So, like I said, I left it on the last cooking video I already made in the comments. Some girl asked us to continue to make cooking videos. And, like I said, tell us what y'all want to see. We haven't made any cooking videos because nobody requested any more. And when they did, they didn't tell us what they wanted us to cook. So we just kind of thought that you didn't care. But if you care, again, leave a comment, leave a like, and let us know what you want to see us cook so we can go out and buy it. I'm sure you don't want to see us cook something like hot dogs or like something boring. So let us know what you want me to cook, and I'll buy the stuff, and then I'll cook it. I'll show you how to do it step by step and everything. So, yeah, leave a like, subscribe, me and Vonnie's channel. Vonnie's out.
Alrighty, as you can see, I put butter on this pan. I put this on the oven and buttered it. And this is the finishing touch. This is me and Vonnie channel. You can add cheese if you want. I did not want to. So this looks yummy. Buttery bread. This is me and Vonnie channel. Love you. Bye.